What is going on, true believers? I hope you're having a great day. It is a very red day in crypto. The markets continue to tumble. This is about the 10th day in a row since the previous local top for Bitcoin, and we've just had downward pressure. Since then, I'm going to walk you through this, and I'm going to tell you that it's almost over, it looks like. Now, do I know that that's the case? Not exactly, but the indicators are very simple. They say that Bitcoin around 64.5 to 63,000 should be ready for a significant bounce from that region. The technical indicators for Bitcoin remain bullish. And by those, I mean market speculation, futures trading, derivatives, everything that could be positive still remains incredibly positive. So, what are you seeing? And I think the answer is actually very simple. What you're seeing right now is you're seeing the miners and some of the older holders taking a little bit of problem. You're not seeing people selling off en masse. That's not what you're seeing. You're just seeing people, most likely, again, miners selling off because they need some capital in order to continue operation while they wait for the next leg up. Bitcoin miners need about 80,000, I want to say, to continue to stay in profit. So we're going to check these things out, all that and more. But don't forget the most important part, and that's good morning. So if you haven't good morning before, then we're going to good morning. So just in case, good morning. It's not financial advice. I'm always right.
I can read a chart like a Superman, and I've got a show that has a lot of fans. I'm streaming every day and almost every night. I bought some Bitcoin cause I see the light. You might wonder who I am, but don't forget that I'm the man. They call me Bleeves, I'll do any chart you want me to. They call me Bleeves, I'll break the crypto wallet down for you, for you, for you. I built a crypto channel streaming live at night, and I'm the only YouTube streamer who's always right. Every morning I go live and say to all you guys, don't fall for all these motherfuckers and their lies. You might wonder who I am, but don't forget that I'm the man. They call me Bleeves, I'll do any chart you want me to. They call me Bleeves, I'll break the crypto wallet down for you, for you, for you. I don't know what to do because my memberships are missing you.
What's going on, everybody? Got a new t-shirt design. I wanted to show it to you today. Don't stop believing. What are you waiting for? Go to the store, order a shirt. Now back to the show. All right, good morning to you. If you good morning, this is just a bloody, horrible day for crypto. But we've seen them before, and this is not the end. We're going to see them again. But the important part is, did you make sure that you booked profits before this happened? If you did, then you were smart. If you didn't, do more gooder, bro. I think is what they say for people who don't speak English properly. Anyway, let's get into the good mornings, because good morning means good and morning. And I don't know, put them together and they mean something really cool. Anyway, Ken Gillette, good morning. Richard Caldwell, good morning. John Doe says, good morning, guys. Markets update. Bitcoin flirting with 64K, of course. Gold kilo trying to break 75K. Stocks pre-market green, Bitcoin ETFs red, pre-market. And remember, all of these 146 million in outflows on the Bitcoin ETFs, but the stock market is green, gold green. It's all just a matter of narrative right now, and the narratives, they flip-flop back and forth. Remember, 200 million in outflows a couple of days ago, and now we're down to 146 million in outflows. Again, it's just a narrative thing right now. Expect to see a big reversal coming up very, very soon. So good morning, George Lopez Garcia, crypto antagonist, Tony P, John Thomas. Sol is ready for screaming, but could get its own ETFs. But yeah, could be. Vader Prime, good morning. Kathleen Blaze, good morning. Jeff, RW7610, good morning. Jason Pollins, good morning. Aaron Thompson, good morning. Jay Manuel, good morning. Artman 4, good morning. And go Brandon. Ew. The Blackerjack, morning, Bleeves. Been a minute. Hey, man, good to see you here. Joe Garcia says, oh, just in time. Hey, what's going on? Bleeves 182 intro in the house. Oh my God, just snaked you. Good morning. Daniel Delgado, good morning. Why LUNC dumping also? Because everything is dumping. There's no magical rhyme or reason to some of these things. When they dump, they just, the market doesn't support the amount of money that's in there, and people are taking their money out. Why? Because they think the price is going down and they want to book their profit, because they think that the dip is going to continue. When the dip continues, it's a buying opportunity, and then you buy in at a cheaper price and you accumulate more, so that the next time it runs up and you book your profits, you have more profit again. It's the antithesis to long-term hodling and just dealing with the ups and downs and staring at the charts. So, if your crypto moves, 30, 40, 50%, book profit, take profit, and then you're done. You've made your money. If you're not having a great run at it, that's all you have to do. It's just, when it goes up, take your money, and don't just sit there going, oh, this is the one crypto that's going to take me to $1 million, billion, jillion dollars. You just book profit, and then you're done. And then you wait for it to come back down. Have patience. And when it comes back down, buy in again and do the same thing over and over again. It's actually very, very simple. All you have to do is actually do it. So that's how that works. So let's get into what's going on in the market. Now, look, it's been very difficult. Market's been very nerve-wracking, I want to say. We're at about 64,800 right now. Ethereum all the way down to less than 3,400. So, we're seeing a big push down on price. And let me tell you exactly why that is. And look, there's plenty of reasons, but there's no narrative that's driving crypto right now. There was the Bitcoin ETF that was driving, and we saw the buildup and the FOMO as we got to that moment. Then there was the real world asset pump. Then we saw that, and then we saw meme coins. And meme coins have kind of been an underlying sentiment for all of this to begin with. There's always been some kind of meme pumping here or there, each one of them taking an opportunity. And there was the political narrative that was driving for a little while, including MAGA token, which we're going to talk about today, because MAGA token just dumped unbelievably. Buy opportunity of a lifetime if you didn't get in on MAGA. But there's also the possibility that Donald Trump is launching his own cryptocurrency called DJT, and it's going to be on Solana, and it's going to be on Friday, and we don't know for sure whether or not it's going to happen, but it's looking like it. So, but there's no narrative right now. There's no real reason for the continued hodl. So venture capitalists, whales, they're exiting the markets. The guys that are sitting in chat all the time telling you, hey, we're going to be here till the end, dog. They're not. They're going to be here as long as it goes up. When it stops going up, then they're going to exit. They're going to be like, later, bro. And they're going to leave you holding the bag. They're going to take your money. This cryptocurrency is not a wealth builder. It's a wealth transferer. So if you're not doing the wealth transfer, when your crypto pumps, if you don't sell, and by the way, when I tell you that, that doesn't mean that you're, look, most of your cryptos are probably not going to make you a millionaire anyway, but they could make you a couple thousandaire. So, buy low, sell high. If it keeps going up, oops, you made a mistake. Go find another one. If it dips after that and you still like that project, get back into it. It's actually very, very simple. You are the one that complicates it by thinking, oh, if I just hold on to this forever, then it's going to go way, way up. I can't tell you how many different people have told me over the last bunch of days where I bought SHIB and I held it all the way up. And then I thought, because I got greedy, that, oh, I'm going to be a millionaire if I just hold it a little bit longer. And it absolutely collapsed right after that. And then suddenly, instead you put $1,000 in, it was at 150,000. You were like, oh my God, a couple more days and it's going to be $1 million. And guess what? You woke up the next morning, it was down at 30,000. You were like, you know what? Might as well just wait because I had 150,000. No, you had 1,000. You're up 30,000. Take the goddamn money, but you didn't do that. And it came all the way back down. And now you only have $600. Or $500 or even $100 because it came way, way, way down. You did that to yourself. Crypto didn't do that to you. We got to be responsible. Buy low, sell high, and then decide what you're going to do after that. Set yourself a plan, make sure that you know exactly what it is that you're going to do, and then just execute. That's all you have to do ever. So let's get into it, because the meme coins have absolutely dumped right now. In fact, MYRO down 14%, DOGWIFHAT down 15%. These are prices right now. DOGWIFHAT, $1.96. MYRO, 13.9 cents. The overall market down 76 billion. Bitcoin down to 64,500. 64,000, by the way, that's the range. That's exactly where we're looking for Bitcoin to be in order to get a significant bounce and reversal. So let's pull that up, in fact, and check it out. Because you can see right here that, I told you guys that this green line, probably the line where we're going to bounce, 63 something ish, right? Well, we're continuing to get down there on the daily chart. You can see, and as a matter of fact, if I move to the hourly, you can see that it just continues to move in that direction. All we're doing is getting that downward cascade. And by the way, look, I'm not one of those guys that's going to short the market at this point. It just doesn't make any sense to me to short a market that I think is going to be long-term bullish, because you never know when that reversal is going to be. But so we wicked off of the 200 MA, came way, way, way down. We're going to be testing that 200 MA again pretty soon. So what I would expect to see is probably still a concerted push down into this range. Anywhere in this range could be a reversal. And then we're going to come up here and we're going to test this right here, which is probably in that 66,300, 66,500. We're going to see a nice little reversal off of that. When we do that, the rest of this market is going to flip bullish, and then a lot of these people are going to start to buy this stuff back, right? Blockchain Bonehead says it's going to 62K. Doesn't make any sense. I mean, look, it could go anywhere. It can go anywhere. And as a matter of fact, if you're saying that it would go to 62K, then really what you're then why wouldn't it go to 61.5? Why wouldn't it go down here to the bottom of these wicks at 61,000? Like, that 62,000 is a narrative that's not really you know what I mean? Like, that's just and by the way, that doesn't mean it won't happen. It could mean that it wicks all the way down into the range and has that full-on retracement move. However, right now, you can see most of the time what you're looking at is you're looking at the previous top from a high, which is right in this range right here, which is where it is right now. So the most likely outcome right now is a reversal from this range. That doesn't mean that it won't happen, just means that's the most likely outcome. But for it to come down below all of this level of support to get down into that sort of region, that may not even be the case. We don't know yet. Anyway, if anywhere from about 64, 63 should cause a significant reversal in the price action. Right there is why that's why blockchain is saying that, by the way, this little move right here into 62,000. So there's always that possibility, but the most likely scenario is the top of that previous rush. The top of that previous rush is from 65,000 all the way down into this range at 63,000, mid 63,000. So 63,000 looks like the local number. But again, I mean, if we're splitting $1,000, it could be either one of them. So top three dips. Actually, we're about to talk about that. That's going to be in that. I got 3 of them for you today. How did you know? Huh? That's weird. All right, so let's get back into it. So what to do now? First of all, if you're into meme coins, then I would highly recommend that you buy some MYRO today. DOGWIFHAT. Solana memes are going to come back around. Like, this is just a dip because of no news, but the news cycle is very, very quick. So I would be looking at something like that to happen very, very quickly. Now, as far as Bitcoin goes, the Bitcoin accumulations hit 840 million amid Bitcoin price slip. Does that mean that there's a rally ahead? Now, here is the way that it goes. And this is what I keep telling you. We're bullish still, right? In a gripping turn of events amid Bitcoin's recent tumbling price action, a whopping 12.7 thousand Bitcoin worth $840 million has been recorded to be shifted to accumulation addresses. Accumulation addresses are long-term hodling, which means they're continuing to hold on to them, pulling it off chain Remember, there's only less than 1.8 million on all centralized exchanges at this point for Bitcoin. 12.7K of that was just pulled off. Again, notably, a renowned crypto market analyst has recently taken to X, spotlighting the massive accumulation as Bitcoin dipped to the 66,000 level. This is likely due to a buy the dip sentiment prevailing in the industry, underscoring a strong sense of market confidence in the asset's potential to pump further in the future. Let's delve deeper into the Bitcoin on-chain statistics. In a post shared by the analytic Ali Martinez, it was pointed out that the above mentioned amount was accumulated at the Bitcoin price at 66,000. As mentioned above, this is likely due to a buy the dip sentiment, with traders entering the market at lower cost for higher gains. However, Bitcoin has further slipped below 66,000, falling in line with 146 million in outflows on the Bitcoin ETF yesterday. The Federal Reserve's hawkish stance has seemingly triggered significant outflows. Remember, we didn't see that pump that we wanted off of the rate dump. And then we had Donkey McShitball, whatever his name is, from the Fed, saying that they need a couple of more months of data. By the way, that's the opinion of one member. That's not the opinion of all of them for a rate cut. So it should be noted that when we see things like this, and we see like that, that I'm gonna say woman, I'm not choosing the pronouns of whoever or whatever it is that holds the Cleveland Fed, but you've seen anyway. They have no idea. They have no idea. Their opinion does not align with other people's opinions, et cetera, et cetera. So we don't know when we're going to see that rate dump. But I can tell you this: I paid $2.89 for gas Sunday. I want to say, yeah, $2.80. I filled up my tank at $2.89 in an area where it's been $3.50 or more for a long period of time. So to have gas down this cheap right now, that means that the economy is starting to come down. And when PPI comes down 0.2% when you're expecting an increase, then what that means is you're able to pass on savings to the consumer, which means that prices of items are going to come down a little bit more. So they're going to be pressed right now on July 31st. So 6 weeks from today, if this continues in any way, then it's going to press down on price action, and it's going to make possibly something really good happen. And that would be they're going to start to do quantitative easing. And that means turn the money printer on. Anyway, now, simultaneously, another renowned analyst, Crypto Rover. We're not talking about Crypto Rover. Fuck that. No. Now, by the way, Crypto Rover spotlighted that he thinks it's going to 60,000. We all have a different opinion. We all have a different opinion about what's going to happen here. And none of us know. We're all guessing, and we're all just basing it on what we think is a certain line in the sand, a certain technical indicator. We're all just kind of looking at it saying, well, it could happen right here. And for me, 64 to 63 seems to be the area in which we would see some kind of reversal. And in fact, we just saw a big spike off of 60. What is this? 64.4? 64.4 is where we were just a moment ago. And now we're at 65,050. We were down 80 billion. Now we're down 57 billion. So now we're getting buyers stepping back in. So, the reason for the rate cut is to slow the economy. When the government increases spending to pump money into the economy. What? The reason for rate cuts is to increase borrowing. It's not to slow the economy. The reason that you cut the rates is so that people can borrow more money, and that stimulates the economy. The reason that you raise the rates is to slow down the economy. You're doing that's the opposite, Jason. When the government increases spending to pump money into the economy to keep the numbers looking good, they won't lower interest rates. Yes, they will, because we did that. We've done that for decades. That's exactly how you do it. Is it the right thing to do? I don't think so. But here we are. So right now, 65,150. So Bitcoin reversing at 64,400 so far. Will that sustain itself? It will not. It will not sustain itself. I mean, I don't think so anyway. I don't think it'll sustain itself, but that could be the impetus for the rally. Again, we got to see an actual real reversal before anything happens. But right now, we're getting a nice little pump. Now, also along with that, here's 3 reasons why key Bitcoin indicators are rising today, right? First of all, Bitcoin dominance is going up. Bitcoin can be seen by investors as a safer asset in the current market environment, which may be attributed to higher expectations or a hedge against fluctuations. The crypto fear and greed index is currently at 71, which indicates there's a great deal of greed in the market. Often such levels are observed before market corrections when overly bullish investors may be brought back to earth. However, the rise in share of Bitcoin indicates that investors have a preference for the top cryptocurrency. So there's a deliberate shift in the strategy, which means if you notice money coming out of meme coins, and by that, when you look at a chart, you can look over here. Bitcoin's down 2%, Solana's down 4.5%, ETH is down 2%, DOGWIFHAT down 11.5%, MYRO down 10.5%. Remember, it's like 14-15% just a little while ago. SWI was down 10.7%. As you go down this list, you're going to find a bunch of meme coins and shit like that, just way down. Conflux down 15% on the day. Band is down 10% on the day. FTM is down 13%. Grok is down 12%. Jupiter down 14.5%. Jasby down 11%. You go down this list, you're going to find a bunch of these different tokens. MAGA was down like tremendous. Bigly, I want to say, just because I like the word bigly, 27.5% on MAGA. It's at 666 right now because, I mean, Donald Trump, 666? Huh. Really weird how it's at 666 right now. I guess that's a message for some of you guys. I'm still voting for him, but it is a message. Now, by the way, let's talk about MAGA because we're going to miss it. It went down to $4. It was down to almost 420. I put a line here at 410. It actually wicked down into 438, 436 just a little while ago. That is the buy of a lifetime, in my opinion. But the other part is, if you notice all of this, we're going to talk about this. There was a huge whale that just sold off, and I think that the reason that they sold off at this point was because they're hedging that the Donald Trump token is coming on Friday. So I don't know if that's the case or not, but it's certainly going to be incredibly interesting to see whether or not it happens. But first of all, it's the Bitcoin dominance. Then over the past day, the volume of Bitcoin held in exchanges dropped by 0.06 to stand at 1.8 million Bitcoin. This decrease means that investors move Bitcoin from exchanges to wallets to hold for a long term. The futures volume has also increased with a rise of 149% to 141 billion. This price spike may indicate that trading activity is picking up, which means higher volatility. And then derivatives market and funding rates. The derivatives market is far more active, with total options and open interest rising marginally. These metrics suggest that traders are using Bitcoin for the purpose of speculation and to hedge their positions to minimize their risk. According to market analysis, Bitcoin's 30-day realized volatility is at its lowest levels in history. By the way, it's going to continue. It's going to continue doing that because we are now in a new paradigm. Volatility is going to be a little bit less. We'll still see it, but we won't see it in the way that we saw it before with those radical moves. Those radical moves of 20% before are going to be like 18% or 17% or 16%. In fact, if you remember, we were talking about it before. There was 20% declines, probably 15% or 10% now. So we're already in that new sort of paradigm about how Bitcoin is going to run. Doesn't mean that we're not going to have moments where there's incredible outflows. It doesn't mean we're not going to get 20%, but that previous 20% decline we get today was previously a 30 or 40% decline. It's just because there's more long-term holders, there's more speculation, there's more of these. The thing about these ETFs is they're gradually selling. They don't sell it all every day. They buy what they need each day. You know what I mean? So different things. Adrian P says DJT on LBank now. It's not Donald. That's not a Donald Trump token. That's just somebody who put DJT on a token and pretended that it's that it's a Donald Trump thing. These are scams. I would be watching out for all of these until. And by the way, I don't mean that this one is. I'm saying that if DJT is about to launch on Friday, as is speculative, that's the one that's going to run. The one on LBank will not. And the one on LBank is not the one that would be sponsored or promoted by the president, not at this point. But Neither is MAGA, by the way. So I'm not picking one over the other. I'm just saying that political narrative hype probably going to pick up pretty soon. But let's move on. By the way, DevvE setting up for the moon. I agree with that. I think that is. Do you think the all-powerful 2% inflation is really the best thing for all scenarios, or is depression what we really need? Actually, if it goes down to 2%, then we're going to get rate cuts and stuff like that, and then it's going to tick back up. I mean, that's what I think is going to happen. No, what I think is that we have to actually get our shit together and stop spending so much money. We can't fix everybody and everything. Like, that's what I think. We have a huge debt, and we're not bringing in enough revenue. So, you know what I mean? Like, I absolutely would disagree entirely. However, by the way, I should note that if you remember, Jerome Powell did say that 2% is no longer the move. Getting close to 2% is now the move, which means that they've changed it. And why have they changed it? Because there's an election coming, and these are Democrats, and they want to get reelected, and they understand their obligation, and they understand that they are under. Look, Democrats are going to lose huge. They're going to lose, as the French would call it, mad bigly, or whatever the fuck Donald Trump says. They're going to lose at this point because they don't have the narrative anymore like they had before. The narrative that they had before was that they work for the people. Well, now they work for the banks. They take the money of the banks. They take the money of the oil companies. They perform for their special interests. And those special interests are not good people or not good companies. And that creates a problem. And people are now exposing that this is the thing. Liz Warren, all these bad people, that's what's happening. If Bitcoin goes to 60,000, the bounce will be parabolic. I would bet on 80K plus bounce. I would too. Like I would think, I don't think it's going to go to 60. I think we're probably near the bottom. I mean, it could, anything can happen. I just don't think that it will. I think that, you know, we're going to get a significant sort of bounce coming in just a little bit where, you know, 63, I think is the number. I'm going to stick with that for right now. 64.4 is where we got so far. And I said it's between 64.5 and 63 that we're going to see this significant bounce. And we just saw a significant bounce from 64.4 up to 65,150 just in a few moments. So there is a spot here where we're finding new buyers to step in. So I don't know if it's, you know, I don't know if we're done yet, but it's looking like there's strong levels that we're still fighting. 64.5 was where it bounced a couple of hours ago. Now it came down to 64.4. So we're still in a downward trend until further notice, but we're getting there. So, but let's move on. Trump. This is, one more thing about Bitcoin. The funding rate for Bitcoin traders is showing everything bullish right now. So I don't think that there's any circumstance in which we are bearish in this market. We are still in the bull part of the market. Now, when we get to this, Trump whale offloads 473,000 MAGA tokens, which is why it dipped to $4.36 a little while ago. That's why we saw this massive outflow happening. And I mean, like this is where it is right now. It's at $6.30. This is where the big sell-off happened here a couple hours ago. 5 o'clock last night, it went from $10 all the way down to $5. I mean, right there. And then that started the massive sell-off, taking it down to 436. And then you got the significant buyback from 436 all the way back up. And by the way, if you guys remember, I told you that 430, that's going to be the gift of a lifetime, because that's where it took off. And I told you that it might come back down here. And if it did, make sure you buy. Well, if you missed it, that's okay. Only a few people probably got in on that one because it was very quick. But what it did is it spiked it all the way back up to almost $8. And now it's back down in that $6 range. So look, I would say no matter what in the short term, right now at 645, this is a gift. It's an easy 3X, in my opinion. I think that this thing is going to just absolutely explode and rip from here, and that we're probably going to see, what is it last time, 1781. So, you know, by the way, if you move out here, same thing happened over here, same thing happened over here. At some point, we're going to have that consolidation and that move up here, and there's going to be $1 billion market cap on this, right? So $21 MAGA token coming soon to a wallet near you. So I would be watching this one as the next big move. But so The leading meme coin MAGA price plunged more than 30% today, sparking speculations in the broader crypto market. The meme coin associated with former President Donald Trump saw this dip as major investor, also known as Whales, offloaded 473,000 tokens. This sell-off occurs amid swirling rumors that Trump is launching an official Trump coin, DJT, on the Solana blockchain, sparking significant volatility in the crypto market. MAGA these sales of high volume investors triggered a broader sell-off, leading to a sharp decline in MAGA's price. The profit taking by Whales, combined with the uncertainty surrounding the rumored launch of Trump coin, has created a volatile environment for MAGA holders. So if you see one more dip here, I would say, buy this one. You don't know, by the way, if Trump launches DJT, not the fake shit that other people do, but if Donald Trump in his office launches DJT, that's $1 billion market cap almost immediately. So if you get that announcement, buy it immediately because it will absolutely run. Sniping it for liquidity, I would look at like Soul Gun or something like that. See if you can get a liquidity sniper and be looking for it, to see if you can find that token if it happens. But otherwise, look, you're looking for something that's going to give you an opportunity, right? Well, this is going to give you an opportunity, so watch for DJT, a real DJT, not just something that somebody put the label on. And if not, if for any reason not, then I'm going to go back to MAGA and say MAGA is still $1 billion project. It went to 900 million market cap already. It's going to $1 billion. So we're not the election period. Like, we haven't even had the debates yet. Those debates are going to be just laughably hilarious. You know what I mean? So anyway, I would be watching for something to happen here. Now, moving on here, SHIB. Satoshi Kusama. We're going to talk about SHIB for a little bit here because I think this is important, because in my mind, it's always been, I don't really talk about this a lot, but I do think that Shiba Inu is the catalyst that brings retail back to crypto. Dogecoin, perhaps. I could have that wrong. It could be all about Dogecoin and not SHIB, but SHIB has changed the paradigm of what a meme coin is, because Shiba Inu now has Shibarium and they have their own blockchain. They're building in their blockchain. Is it ready for prime time? Not exactly yet. So that's the question. Like, how do you get it to where you can, where this thing takes over the space and does something? Well, the first thing is make it a layer 2 on Ethereum so that it's incredibly cheap. Done. Now start to get people. How about 940% increase in the number of wallets actively trading on SHIB in the last month on the Shibarium ecosystem? Those are the kind of things, those are the numbers that you're looking for to tell you that something good is happening. Now, Satoshi Kusama, SHIB team, share an update. Now, the update says this. Think of our blockchain. It says SHIB is currently in the building stage of presuming of their blockchain. Lucy cites Kusama's frequent message of the SHIB team in the community. The most has been built to protect the castle. Now we build. So think of our blockchain as a railway track. We're setting up stations for users and developers. We're updating our tech, connecting with major players, and ensuring the overall health of our ecosystem. In fact, if you remember, I talked to you about a week ago, and I told you that SHIB was actually used by the Devour token to buy. It was the first one to be paid for. They paid for a delivery of food with the Devour app using SHIB tokens, and it was the first of its kind. So far, the SHIB team has entered step 1, stage 1, and there's so much more to come. Furthermore, the team members explain that the team is working on partnerships for the near future in developing the blockchain. Those partnerships have yet to be revealed, though. It's a big project and it will take time, but once the stations are ready, it's going to be a whole new story. The Shiba Inu coin is currently in a bearish phase, trading at 1900, 1900. Down, of course, with the broader market, it's down. Anytime you're a big asset like this, then that's what's going to happen. But it seems like there could be some really cool stuff happening for SHIB in the next days, weeks, months. It seems like the team is pretty excited. Now, in the same context, SHIB is slated to achieve a 1 trillion market cap. Is that even possible? It's trading at about 11 billion right now. That would be about 100x from where it is right now to get to a 1 trillion market cap. Now, the founder of Trading Strategy Guides, Casey Stubbs, brought back hope of the market, saying that he thinks that that SHIB could have a 1 trillion market cap. And why would he say something that's this far-fetched? Well, he suggested that Shibarium could drive the value of the network. And he notes that the volume would surge when thousands of SHIB and Bone pairs are trading on Shibarium. With its layer 2 network has been thriving. Within 24 hours, the number of new user accounts on Shibarium jumped by 962%. So that's a 9x in the number of users on the blockchain. That's an incredible number. And if you remember, we were talking about there wasn't a lot being done on the because it wasn't ready. And as they kept getting it ready, more people are trading on it. And now there is an ecosystem, right? The SHIB ecosystem is a community-driven project. SHIB's lead expert, Lucy, kept the network up to speed. We're in the building stage. And what I just told you before, they're updating their tech. They've got major players coming in. They're wanting to ensure the overall health of the ecosystem. And this is probably one of the more bullish indicators that you have on SHIB right now. Is this the time to accumulate? Well, if you're in the market and you're looking for the dip or you're looking for that spot where, what happens right now? Well, we're down. We were down about 60 billion when I talked to you a few minutes ago. We're down 45 billion right now. Bitcoin is at 65,300. So the dip at 64,400 seems to have been the catalyst that's moving everything back up. MYRO is now at 14.5 cents. DOGWIFHAT's over 204 right now. So the market is starting to move. Is it a full-on reversal? I don't know yet. Takes more time to figure that out. But there is some movement right now to recapture some of what's been lost over the last little while. Now, what is SHIB doing at this point? SHIB's at 4 zeros, 17,850. Big sell-off. And in fact, if you're looking for an accumulation period, I'm not going to say that this is the moment. I'm not a financial advisor, but it sure as shit looks like it. It certainly looks like as you kind of move out here and you look back on that big run that it had, like you don't see anything over here in the clouds of, where that previous dip was. That previous dip right there, 14, that looks like the little wick where, you would, that's probably where in a worst case scenario where it comes down to 4 zeros, 14. But I mean, it's not even encroaching in this area right now. So I think that the move is still there. And remember, there's a lot of people have been talking about this for a long period of time. We're all expecting a blow off getting ready to happen. We're all expecting some big movement, and we're all expecting this consolidation right here. By the way, still in range. Remember, we put these lines up here saying that this is the consolidation portion, and we had a little breakout right here, but it came back down into the range. It can continue at this point. We're bouncing off of the 200 MA at this point. So, this could be one of those big parabolic sort of moves coming. And this is where they say it's going to end somewhere in that 4 zeros, 54, 55. So, 4X from here or 3X from here, that's not a bad, it wouldn't be a bad haul on your SHIB bag. You know what I mean? So I would be watching out for something like this to be happening pretty quickly. A lot of people are going to get super excited about SHIB, and as long as they continue to build on that network, then the sky's the limit. So now I do have, this is going to be, we got 3 different tokens that if you were looking to buy the dip on, the 3 different tokens that I'm going to give you, I'm going to have to speed this up a little bit. XRP, Ethereum, and Chainlink. First of all, XRP. XRP continues to get to the point where they're about to settle with the SEC, that they will have some clarity in what happens very, very shortly. And that's going to be a very bullish indicator. XRP tried to break out the other day while the rest of the market was starting to dump. It didn't maintain because the market is just not in that state right now, but it was ready for a breakout. That breakout will continue in just a little while. As soon as this market starts to correct, XRP, I think, is going to run a little bit harder than some of the other ones. What else will run a little bit harder than some of the other ones? Ethereum, because Ethereum we could get an announcement here in the next couple of days that says that July 2nd is going to be the date that the ETFs launch. And if that is the date and we're good to go, we're going to get a FOMO pump out of Ethereum. And by the way, we're going to get a FOMO pump on Ethereum this is going to be my opinion. I'm going to be stretching myself out here, okay? 6,000 is what I think this is going to run up to. I think that Ethereum is probably going to, when we get this God candle pump, and that's what we're looking for based on, the possibility, just a possibility that Ethereum is going to rip, right? Just that the FOMO buildup from where we think that there's an ETF. But let's go look at it and see what it looks like. Well, it looks like this. With this move, this is where the big parabolic move came, right? So, just considering where we are right now, what does it look like? Well, that gets us at near 5,000. it's going to be, I think it's going to be, I think it's going to be, I told you before, 56 is what I said, the upside on the ETF launch, 56. I think it's going to be about 6,000. You know, I think we're going to wick up above, because once we get up here, people are going to be like, yeah, let's go, baby. But I think it's coming and it will happen. And by the way, this is going to reverse and this is going to blow off an altcoin. The altcoins are going to start ripping when Ethereum does this. Not only the altcoins, but the Ethereum meme coins are about to explode when we get this update. So I think that it's about to happen. And the last one on the list here is Chainlink. Why is it Chainlink? Well, Chainlink is the bridge for real world assets. So it would stand to reason that if you're looking for something that's going to rip, that it's going to be one of these real world asset continuations. And the number one real world asset project in the market right now is Chainlink. And in the meantime, Dogecoin struggling. I did put that in there, but I don't really have too much to go on based on that. But let's go with the rest of this. First, Terra Luna Classic absolutely dumped over the last couple of days. And look, this is a broader market sell-off. This is the there's no catalyst that's going to pull it and start pumping forward. I did tell you guys in my video today that I'm looking for a retracement to 10,153, that we're going to hit that 0.786 off of this bounce down here to 79.94, which happened just a few short hours ago. There's a huge buyback as soon as it happened, but there was just a massive sell-off. This is what happens in this market, right? 10,153 is going to be right, and I put here on it, so you'll see it in the video today. Make sure if you're not watching the video, what the fuck is wrong with you? You should be watching the video. I'm hilarious. So I do think that that's going to be the move, and we're going to take this out and invalidate that at this point. But I think it's going to be 10,153 that happens. So that's going to be a pretty interesting sort of play out there. But I think it's coming. I think that we're going to get a nice little recovery off of LUNC. And then it's going to be a continuation on to, I want to say, about 3038. It'll be 3021 as a big spike. And then I think if we can get traction above it, then it's going to be at 3032. Sorry, 3032. I think that we got a big move coming in the pipe. And there's some information coming out pretty soon. Tax to gas. Remember, there's 5 weeks on tax to gas. So it's going to take just a little while before we see something happen, but something will happen. Also, DevvE, if you haven't already, Dev Rangers are being created. This is going to be a new project, a new ambassador program where, you know, a lot of people are going to be street level, working on creating exposure for the DevvE project, because there's a lot going on. The DevX blockchain is built. It's a permission system. It's built for businesses. And when businesses adopt, that means money. You know, one of the things that we don't see in cryptocurrency is, well, how do you make money, right? We make money by having a blockchain that is able to be licensed to professional businesses and organizations, and you make inroads into those organizations and let them use it for making the money, and then you just provide the service, right? Well, DevvE's in the middle of doing that. So that means that they're going to end up being just, I think it's just going to be phenomenal. Look, this to me is a very simple, I think it's a unique opportunity. We haven't shaken out the I continue to say we haven't shaken out the pre-salers, right? Pre-salers continue to be there. So every time we get a little bit of a significant pump, there's going to be a little bit of a dump because they're still looking to exit and take their money, right? But at some point, we're going to get an announcement any day now, which the whales that are already in DevvE, the whales that are already in here, they're going to start buying and accumulating a lot because they're going to like the news that they get. When they do that, price is going to pump up. Will it reach the all-time high is the question, which is 225. Well, if it does that, it's about an 8x from where it is right now, 7x from where it is right now. And if it goes up 7x from where it is right now, that's a significant win. But if it goes up 7x, that's only a 35 million market cap. We are still so early. And by the way, market cap 5.21. I changed these to green, by the way. And then liquidity here, 351,000. This is a serious project, 8.6K holders. Just launched February of 2024. Just consider these numbers, if you will. And 214,000 in trading volume. You know, there's going to be a lot coming for DevvE. And this doesn't even include any of the exchanges that might be listed, any of some of the other things that are there's a lot coming. There's a lot coming. I'll just put it that way. And each one of those little indicators going to have a chance to pump it a little bit and beat out some of those sellers. Sellers are going to end up getting wrecked, right? So I would expect that $1.12 or so is probably coming not too long from now. I don't know for sure. I just believe in the project. And again, I'm partnered with them and I take my payment from them in DevvE tokens because I want to be on the right side of history on this one. And I have a strong belief that this thing is going to pump hard in the future. Another one that I mean, not as bullish on, but still bullish and still way up on it is Saitama. Saitama struggling for the last couple of days with, just some paper-handed hoes. I mean, sometimes you got to remember they pretend they imagine, but these hoes ain't loyal. They're not loyal. In fact, if you scroll down here, you will see some of the same wallets, some of the whale wallets just selling out on you. That's just every single project is doing that right now. Here you go. We had a whale at 61. Why would it be at 6.1 cents? Like, but you were at 20 cents before and you didn't sell. Why would you sell at 6 cents? You know what I mean? Oh yeah, because you're weekended bitch and you don't trade very well and you got lucky to get 12 grand, I guess. I don't know. You know what I mean? However, when I'm making fun of them, by the way, I am doing that mockingly and jokingly. I don't really mean it because look, if you made $12,000 off of it, good for you. You made 89.5 Solana. Here's the thing. If you made 89.5 Solana and you're way up on it, the Solana pairing, I think is going to be very, it's going to be very beneficial to you. So yeah, I don't really mean it though. You know what I mean? Like I think it's hilarious. So I'm going to say shit like that. But really, if you made a good profit off of it, take your money and then wait for the dip. Now, the good part about this is when you're doing a swap, when you're doing a pairing like this guy just put up, or this whoever it is, just made 89.5 ETH or 89.5 SOL on that transaction. When did that go through? That went in at 9:20. So it went in like 20 minutes ago. What happened 20 minutes ago on Solana? If you come over here to Solana, then you can see here 20 minutes ago. Let's boom, boom, boom. Look at this. I don't know for sure, but let's go 15 minutes. Yeah, 20 minutes ago, they got it at $136. So that's okay. That's not great. But if you'd have done this at 132 down here, then you would have been already ripping what's that, 89. So you have 89, there's $4.89. You would have $400 more, by the way, by making this move while the project dips. So, just the pairing right now, beneficial to be holding a little bit of Solana because, if Saitama rips, you missed out on it, right? But I don't see anything that's going to cause it to rip or anything right now. You know what I mean? Like I have no idea. And you see, you got more selling off right now. Now you're at 5.4 cents. You got some really weak hands right now doing their thing. Maybe some people buy the dip, maybe they don't. This might be the end. I don't know. But 3.89 million market cap, 165K in liquidity. By the way, Daddy still sitting at 3.4, 189. Like they're just kind of sitting at the same level as each other. What's going on in Bencoin? I have no idea. Ben hasn't talked to me in, I reached out to him, congratulations on the fight and stuff like that. And, just random, basic conversation, but I'm not in the loop on anything. I have no idea what's going on. It was different when it was Cassie, right? Cassie's a communicator. She, behind the scenes communicator, if you will. So, she's communicating with everybody, letting everybody know what's going on, et cetera, et cetera. Ben just sits there quietly. And, if you're not there, then you missed out, whatever. So, I have no idea what's going on. All I know is there is a continued stream of selling off and there's really just not a lot of volume at this point because there's nothing to report. There's nothing to do. And maybe we'll see something coming soon. I keep hearing something's coming soon, but I've been hearing something coming soon for months and months and months. I don't know when there's actually going to be anything to it. I don't know. But here's the thing. I'm still, I look, that doesn't mean, that doesn't change anything for me. I think Ben Armstrong is going to make this thing moon. So, you know, I would certainly believe in a full on reversal. And I don't think that it would be untoward to say that at 5 zeros 29, that it's not going to come up here to at least 4 zeros 19 in just quick order, just, you know, just an 8x from here or something like that. You know, just to get it up to a $25-30 million market cap would be a significant move. Imagine if it goes to 100 million, you 50 exit from here. You know what I mean? So I do think that there's going to be some upside coming to it. We just haven't seen it yet. Remember, they hold much of the liquidity. The whales who talk a lot of, I'm going to be here forever, bro. A lot of those people, they're lie. I told you, they lie to you. The whales are not really. Look, there's a difference. They're not whales. They're just people who put money into projects that have a lot of money. To me, that's not really a whale. A whale is somebody who you say, hey, look, I got this project here. I want you to hold for 6 months or whatever, you know. And they're like, yeah, no fucking problem, right? I'm gonna put 50 grand in here and I'm good with this. Like, I'm not going to sell for at least 1 year or something like that. These whales are not those whales. These whales are the ones that put in their money, and 30 days later, if the price is not going up, they're like, well, fuck that, I'm moving on because I'm a whale. Or some, you know, it's just ridiculous. So when somebody says, well, we got a bunch of whales, I don't care. It doesn't matter to me, because the whales are not who you think they are, or not what you think they are when you think that they are whales. They are high dollar people who want to pump this chart in order to make a bunch of money, and they will exit and they will sell on you right away. So I'm not, you know, like that portion for me. No. Now the other thing is, I'm not saying they don't deserve it. I mean, if you got a bunch of money and you can make a profit off of it, get a bunch of money and make a profit off of it. You know, I'm not arguing with them, or I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with it. I'm just saying that, you know, for me, that don't impress me much, to quote Shania Twain, I think it is. Yeah. So anyway, Ben, I have no idea what's going on. He's not communicating. He's not telling anybody anything about what's going on. So I have no reason to think anything positive is going to happen until something positive happens. And then when it does, we probably won't know about it until he just makes an announcement. He's got a lot of shit going on for him. So I think his live starts again today. Isn't that right? Or is he still in, maybe he's still in Europe. He might be there for a few more days, maybe starting in a couple days. Anyway, so I don't know. We'll see what happens. As far as the rest of it goes, Volt trading at about 4, Volt trading at 6 zeros 41.55. I mean, you know, Volt hasn't done shit for what is this, a year now. You know, had a nice little spike up here, but it only matters if you sold, right? You know what I mean? Like it only matters if you sold up here and then you bought back down here and you sold up here and you bought back down up here and you sold up here. You know what I mean? Like other than that, it's not really doing anything other than creating a higher floor. Now, the good part about Volt, if you look at this way, is Volt is continuing an upward trend. So, you know, there could be a blow off moment for Volt, which, by the way, Bullet Rain is now live. So if you're interested, you can go check that out. And you know, maybe that's and it might be that this thing, by the way, looked to break out from this sort of range down here, and then, you know, got rejected and came back in. But anyway, it's still continuing to mint higher lows, so that's a pretty good sign. Timsky says, kind of feel like the Ben era is over. The Ben era was over when you didn't cash out at 100,000 market cap, because, or at 100 million market cap, because you got greedy. You know what I mean? Like that's when it was, you know, when you didn't cash out. Because I mean, just imagine right now, if you had cashed out up there with just a small investment, you would have had a huge amount, but you got greedy and you were like, no, it's going to 1 million billion market cap. You know, you came up with this wild number in your mind and you were like, I'm holding forever. And, you know, didn't happen. So that's on you, boo-boo. NEKO is down to 44. Trump is at $6 right now. So still in the buy zone. Looks like the market's still kind of pushing down. 62,000. Yeah, so 62,000 or 62 billion, sorry. Bitcoin at 64,009. It's going to continue down. Timsky says, I meant his crypto influence. then you don't pay attention to the market. I mean, like, Ben is a retail person. Ben is not an institutional person. He's not a degen either. So if you look at the people who are trading right now, it's institutions and degens. Those people are not influenced by Ben Armstrong. Genuine retail investors are influenced by genuine retail is influenced by somebody like Ben Armstrong. So Ben Armstrong will explode when retail really comes back. And I told you guys before, that's probably not going to be until tax time next year, because that's when the blow off period would happen. And, you know, other than that, it's just, there's nothing. So I don't know why I mean, this is just kind of FUD. That you're fudding because you want the market to be where it's not right now. That's really what it comes down to. I want the market to be where it's not right now. Bitcoin is dumping pretty hard right now, so it looks like we're going to be testing that 64.3 maybe. Still a lot of fighting on it, so you know, maybe it does, maybe it doesn't. But you know, you want the market to be in a place that it's not in right now. And my market, you know, look, I'll put it this way. There are thousands of people that watch Ben's videos every day. There are hundreds of people that watch my videos every day. I think I put out good content, right? But I don't get nearly the engagement. Why? Because retail's not around. So when I have people that come into chat every day and they're like, oh, hey, by the way, long time no see. You know, this guy had 1.5 million viewers. A lot more of those people are going to come back that are not there right now. He gets less engaged. He gets more engagement than Discover Crypto. The Discover Crypto is just absolutely failing colossally because there's no retail. So, you know, this is about retail. When retail comes back, it'll be better. Anyway, so that's my time. I gotta do the Bitcoin USDC real quick here. USD outflow 145 million, 189 million, 226 million. So again, after 19 straight days of significant inflows, we've got some outflows. So we'll see what happens. You know what I mean? Continuing the fight, liquidation, heat map. I don't think it's really going to help us at this point, because I don't think that they're looking for liquidity at this moment right now. They're just dumping because they're, you know, because they're tired of holding. Because again, whales are not really whales. Like the Bitcoin whales, those are people that you can respect. Those are people that you can respect, because what are they doing? They're doing their shit, if you know what I mean. And by the way, for anybody who's looking, this is the liquidity chart, and this is the liquidity map right here. 64,000 seems to be where the biggest pool of liquidity ends, coming down into 63,400, 63,000. When you get down to 63,200, there's almost no liquidity in this range. So when somebody says 62, there's zero liquidity at 62,000, right? Or there is, but 62,000 has zero liquidity in that range right now. It makes no sense unless you're coming all the way down to 60,000. So it's not going to stop. If it comes to 62, it's not going to stop at 62. It's going to stop at 63. And then it's going to reverse, and then maybe, just maybe, 67.4, where the big amount is, which is sitting right there right now. So the next couple of hours, we might be pegging those. And then right above that at 67,000, about 68,000 is where another big pocket lays. So anyway, that's my time, guys. Bull run is postponed till October. There's people who really exist here like this, right? They really exist. So you just saw it. That's not me. I'm not using an alt to try to prove how dumb I am. That's not me. That's not me. This is actually somebody who has that 38,000 opinion. So good luck to you guys. I got to go get my shit done. I'll see you guys later. Remember, it's not financial advice. I'm always right. And let's pay some bills. You got 9 days before the contest is over. Cryptonomy.finance is giving away 100,000 USD worth of PEPE. Not only that, we've got a mobile app coming very soon. We're also launching a public partnership with a strong team. It's going to result in one of the best exchanges on the market. Also, you're going to get some unique marketing information from Cryptonomy if you sign up today, and you'll get some trading opportunities for free. Cryptonomy.finance giving away $100,000 worth of USD PEPE. This is going to take you through a 100 billion. I think Pepe is going to be the first 100 billion crypto in meme coins. So don't miss out on this opportunity. Sign up today. Helps me out tremendously. Cryptonomy.finance. Don't forget it.